My name is Ann Baldwin, and I'm a sophomore at Valdosta State University. I grew up in a middle-class family in rural central Ohio. Both of my parents graduated from high school and both hold college degrees. Growing up, both of my parents worked, but tried their best to be involved in as much as possible with mine and my brother's activities. I would say that my parents held a fairly average socioeconomic status. With this being said, this leads me to my topic of discussion, which is socioeconomic statuses. The American Psychological Association states that socioeconomic status is often measured as a combination of education, income, and occupation, and is usually conceptualized as the social standing or class of an individual or group. The socioeconomic status of a student often relates to the income of their parents, the education of their parents, and the social connections that their parents have. Socioeconomic statuses have a major impact on education. We usually think of them mainly in terms of society, but the role that a socioeconomic status plays in education can be very impactful. Those with a low socioeconomic status often have a negative impact towards their education. Students with a low socioeconomic status are bounded to their classification, and they are often given a preconceived image before they are ever given the chance to prove themselves, who they are, who they're going to be, and what they're going to amount to. Three major impacts of having a high SES are time, resources, and system navigation. Time includes anything from involvement in a child's school, their schoolwork, their outside life, and the availability of a parent to take time off to spend with their child, to take them on vacations, to give them those experiences. One thing that comes to mind when I think of time is parent volunteers. I always loved when my mom could come in to my classroom and help. It really made me excited, and I was excited for her to be there. My parents really gave me an excitement for education because they were always interested in what I was learning at school, and they always wanted to be a part of what I was doing. I see the opposite of this, though, in volunteering with kids and volunteering in an elementary school. When kids are struggling with something, particularly reading, I see a lot of times they get frustrated and they just want to quit. When they aren't encouraged at home or they aren't helped at home to do better, to practice, they really just have a negative mindset about it, and they don't want to have anything to do with it, which really harms their education and just makes them want to have nothing to do with it. Something else that goes along with time is if a parent has a stable job where they have vacation time, where they have time to take off, they're able to take time off to be involved with the activities their child is in, and they are able to be home at night to help their students with their schoolwork. They're also allowed to have that time off where they can take vacation time to give experiences to their children that will help them grow. This leads into the next impact, which is resources. And resources can involve anything from experiences to tutors to technology. I remember growing up, we always had computer games that helped us learn. We had Reader Rabbit games. We always got to go on vacations. We went many places where we just got to see new things and learn about new things. And over the summer, we always got to go to summer camps where we just got to meet new people and learn about new things. And these things were all made possible because of my parents' socioeconomic status. They had the extra money that they could put towards these things to make us more well-rounded and grow our education in a way other than just school. And it is unfortunate that some students aren't given these opportunities because that their parents have a low socioeconomic status and they don't have the extra money to provide these things for their child, which really do help a child to grow in different ways that they can't do at just school. Another impact is system navigation. This includes the people that you know, the people that your parents know, the groups that you're involved in, the groups that your parents are involved in. One thing that particularly comes to my mind is sports teams, trying out for sports teams. If the coach knew your parents, or if your parents were involved with the sports boosters, then you were always more likely to make the team, it felt like. Or if your parents just gave a lot of money to the boosters, then you were more likely to make the team. Another thing that I saw system navigation in was teachers' children. I felt like if you were a teacher's child, you always got your way. You were a little more favored, and you got the benefits of being a teacher's child. And this was all because of who you know and who your parents were. So you can see that those with a high SES can really work the system and really benefit from it. But on the contrary, those with a low SES can really suffer and are shut out, and this hinders their education. I think as an educator, it's important to be very optimistic and equitable about every student. I know it's easy to be biased towards people you know. So if you know the parents that are involved that help out in class, like you want to be biased towards that child. Or if a child is doing well in school and they just are easy to teach, then it's easy to just love on that child and be biased towards them. But I think it is very important to remember that it's not always the child's fault that they are the way they are, because maybe they don't have that parent at home to help them with their homework. Maybe their parent has to work, or maybe their parent just is not educated enough to be able to help them. I think it is so important that we just have a clear mind towards all of our students, that we don't single one or the other out, because those with a low socioeconomic status may have the greatest impact from you as an educator, because if they don't have that at home, maybe the only place that they can find that is at school. So it is vital that we provide an equally encouraging, supportive, and cultivating environment to all of our students, that we do not single out or classify students based on their socioeconomic statuses. Thank you.